disciple. I'm gonna eat it all. I'm gonna eat it all. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Adjust the Mic podcast. We are episode 181.
Welcome back.
Back in the 80s. With my boy T-Dog over here.
Greetings.
Got a little two-man crew. Two-man chew.
Hat tip to Colleen.
Hat tip Colleen. She's hanging out with her tucked-in shirt's brother. Her brother's with his tucked-in shirt.
Huh? Bird out style.
Colleen, we miss you. And hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yes.
Maybe we'll even try to call her and give her a hard time. I'm trusting my technology tonight.
With your new tech.
Yeah, I trust it, I think. How you doing, T-Man?
Super good.
What is this, Tuesday night?
Is it?
The 16th, I think?
Yes.
2024. We have acai bowls. We just had peanut butter flatbreads.
It was
tropical
good.
smoothie.
Yes.
Delicioso. Let's get into the show.
On this day, there's some. What happened?
What did? Oh yeah. Oh, we gotta throw that out there right now. Yeah. T, you're a genius, sir. January 16th. There are things that happen. You had one of them that you kind of had. You can throw up on the screen.
Cool.
But the
Columbia
Space Shuttle Columbia. It was a final launch of STS-107
on this day in what year?
2003, January 16th. Tragically, the mission ended in a disaster when the shuttle disintegrated upon re-entering the Earth's atmosphere on February 1st, leading to the death of all 7 crew members. I remember that. I think I was working over there at T-Bone Designs, I think, back then, printing T-shirts in that little realm of time. And I remember that tragedy.
Same. It was
intense, man.
Yeah, it was different than when it blew up right over the river here.
2003, man. I mean, it's a long time ago now, but it doesn't seem, when you hear that 2000, anything in the 2000 beyonds, to me, just seems current. Yeah. And it's not.
But this shuttle, the Columbia, right?
Yes, sir.
It was, and the Challenger was the one that we saw blow up here over the east.
Yeah, and that was in the...
This one came apart in the Midwest, right?
Yep.
Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
So
I wish Chris was here from the previous host because he knows all this stuff like a verbatim and very detailed. Chris, I miss you right now.
So in 1984, they sent a lot of tomato seeds from, I guess, Park Seeds had something to do with it, and they sent them up into space. And because of speed bumps, they stayed up there for like 6 years, and they're tomato seeds.
And have they been brought back yet?
Yes.
Do they work?
As recently as 5 years ago, I saw some that germinated.
Okay.
And now it's been 40 years, so I guess...
That's interesting.
Yeah, we're going to try and...
I wonder what tests that were conducted while they were in space. Like, were they in a controlled air environment and then released into certain type of atmospheres?
I think it was the effects after that. They planted them on Earth, and they compared... They had a lot of schools, like...
going up into zero gravity maybe as a seed and then coming back into Earth, and then just the variations on how it grew?
Yeah, and they had a whole bunch of schools, like, let's see, 132,000 experimental kits were sent to 64,000 teachers in more than 40,000 schools, involving more than 3 million students. Anyhow, they compared control groups that didn't go to space, and I don't know what the results were, but I think it was something spectacular, right?
I mean, what if they
It wasn't.
Morphed into something cool?
That's what I was trying to think of, like
a Transformers type of organic Transformer situation.
Tomatoes have a brain,
like a Venom. Would it be like a symbiote?
I think it would be
a tomato-ot?
A frontal lobe kind of development thing, a smart tomato.
Like a very smart garden vegetable?
Yeah, one that would take offense to the rotten tomatoes thing.
Oh, yeah.
So
it needs to take over rotten tomatoes.
We're going to try and germinate some.
Okay. All right. I'm down.
Our buddy has a bunch of, it's them gold packs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seeds.
Yes.
It's the future, man.
Maters.
Like, it's kind of cool on Amazon. You see a lot of seed companies just have these starter packs of like hundreds of different types of seeds. And, you know, you can just store. And if all shit, you know, happens,
Then
you know, hey,
yeah.
better learn to grow. So you hear the doggy over here?
I got to ask, do you eat green tomato sandwiches first?
Green tomatoes. I've never had a green tomato sandwich. I've had fried green tomatoes. So I've had the unhealthy green tomato very often, and it's delicious. It's like one of my favorite appetizer type of things if you see it at a restaurant.
When I was over there working on Nick's deal off of dairy, and it was Tomato Fest, I had a lot of people come up, you know, like stop at the fence and be like, y'all selling tomato sandwiches?
Dude, I see that every day up there, and it's kind of over
Tim's place.
off of Old Dixie Highway and Dairy, right?
Yes.
There's that little outdoor setup, and I remember when it was actually had plants and was growing, you know, and it was operational. I remember just watching it being built, but I didn't know that you were building it because I didn't know you then.
I came in after Lion, this dude Lion, who had a green thumb, and he had all kind of stuff going, and it was cool. And I got to learn a bunch of, you know, hubbub. We grew them in the gallon pails,
And like airborne, right?
Yeah, it was a hydroponic thing, you know.
And I can't wait for us to we kind of have some supplies for hydroponic for doing the fish and all that kind of stuff.
Aquaponics.
Yeah, I want to get into all that, man.
Now that the water peeled back.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we got the studio. I mean, you almost have the studio part of it done.
Yeah, we're getting close.
Hold on real quick here. We have a little whiner over here.
Doggy.
Oh, yeah, she's awesome.
Doggy.
So we have a new dog, and everybody's going to see. We have like kind of Beauty and the Beast now. I guess all my other dogs in comparison are Beast compared to this beautiful little Pomsky, the Pomeranian Husky mix, and same colors as Butters. I call it kind of hot Butters. And she's just gorgeous. Her name's Loki, and she's a part of the household now.
She's foxy, and she's kind of shepherdy.
She's so nice, too.
She's got the curly tail and the happy face.
Blue and Butters and them were terrified of her at first.
Because she's way bigger.
Just so much bigger. I mean, she's playful, but, you know, they don't know how to take a bigger dog because they haven't had a bigger dog around here, really.
She got that shepherd face.
Oh, yeah,
Nice.
totally.
Yeah.
We were watching White Fang on Saturday morning.
Wolfie.
And she was, like, getting right up under the TV watching it and barking at the screen and everything. I was like, awesome.
She's nice. Loki.
Jelly and her got into it over food once. That was pretty funny. It's funny because like I've seen multiple dog fights now, just over the years of now having 4 dogs, and you start to get desensitized, and you start to see when they're real fights and when they're not. Like they're just kind of working out a situation.
It sounds horrible sometimes,
and it does.
Not. Yeah.
Like the first time I saw Blue and Jelly almost fight, I thought it was like bloody and it's going to be this mess and this
Kodiak bear fight.
They didn't even touch each other.
Yeah.
It's all just talk.
Posture.
Yeah, that's all it is. And now they play and hang out together and they're little besties, you know. So it's awesome watching that little transformation with them. And
That's cool.
So what you been up to today, man?
Man, I worked in the studio. I worked on a mix, and I mended a fence, and I busted my back.
Oh, did you really?
A little bit, in a good way, just lifting. So,
Dude, it's the worst though when your lower back's kind of hurting. It kind of it makes the day kind of rough.
Don't rake and extend or like saw and extend, right?
Yeah.
I think today was the date as well back in the 40s when Hitler crawled into his last little hideout before it became his like grave, right?
Yeah, he moved into the Fuhrerbunker.
Right?
Say that for me.
I don't know, the Fuhrer. Yeah. We went into the death bunker.
Air raid shelter located near the Reich Chancellery. I'm like part German and I should be able to say this stuff right.
Yep.
I am not. In Berlin, the bunker became his final headquarters where he stayed until his death in 1945.
Wasn't there some more
that
things?
happened today.
Yeah.
So Hitler got busted up today.
Yeah.
Put the fear of other people.
You got turned back in soil.
All right, so this is an aggressive day.
What else?
Prohibition begins in the United States in 1920.
Try to put a stranglehold on
This is where it goes to Shia LaBeouf and his family from Lawless. Tom Hardy, those guys were up in Kentucky running moonshine, paying off all the local governors and everything. Love that movie. The 18th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, which prohibited the manufacture, sale, and transportation of alcoholic beverages, went into effect on January 16, 1920, marked the beginning of the Prohibition era. The deadliest earthquake in history.
I saw that. Yep.
Up in China. That was kind of gnarly.
Yeah.
And the last one we had was the first Hello Kitty project.
All right.
The first product bearing the Hello Kitty character. Do you know that character?
Because I got
as an old man, I'm going to judge you if you do.
I heard it, but I didn't stick to it. I didn't,
I have a Hello Kitty account, and I have the app on my iPad. I guess it's
soft and fuzzy.
When Allie was little, I guess that's when it was starting to get popular. It was just these little Asian, art kind of character and creatures, little stuffed animals and everything.
Okay.
And I guess there were books and TV show Hello Kitty.
Okay.
I don't know the origin in the proper way, but
you probably do.
I just remember that as a kid, and I know how popular it is now. It's insane. It's everywhere. The first product bearing Hello Kitty, and by Sanrio on January 16th, 1964. The character would go on to become one of the most iconic and recognizable characters worldwide. And T has no idea who they are. You damn hermit.
I don't, but when I read the China thing, the earthquake, I thought about, I wonder if we got some kind of, we don't always get earthquakes here in Florida.
Yeah.
But if we got something jiggled, off of Europe, and we were fixing to get a big tsunami.
Yeah.
I wonder if it would go up all the St. John's and every,
T, you bring a good question.
Lake Worth, all the inlets and swell way inland.
Okay, you bring something that I've kind of been thinking about, and I guess I haven't gotten you on the microphone to ask you this and record it. So you ready? You saw the tsunami in Japan. That was the most recent big one.
Yeah.
And then the Sri Lanka.
Yep.
We saw the effects of those.
Yeah.
Knowing where we're positioned, you have the Cape Canaveral, right? And then you have the Indian and Banana Rivers kind of shielding us, or it's a water. So tell me, when off the coast of Africa, I think is when they have their big earthquake.
Or Palmyra, the island.
Okay, because that's where the big fault line over there is, right? Right off the coast of Africa.
There's all kind of stuff, but the hot one I seen was the Palmyra one that could slough off. It already has sloughed off, and it faces us, and it looks like the one that could go from North Brazil to Nova Scotia.
Okay.
Big shockwave.
And if that happens,
here's what's going to happen.
What is Florida?
There's going to be.
Where's Lampa Media Studio and Vibe Farmer Studio? Where are we at?
Most importantly, when that big swell starts feeling the shore and the continental shelf off of Cape Canaveral, which is a point, there's going to be I don't know if this is physically possible, but maybe a 300-foot apex, and Kai Lenny is going to be on the left, and Nathan Florence is going to be right.
Yeah.
Probably will be one big hopper right there to take out all the launch pads.
And Johnny Utah being on shore waiting for him to come in to arrest him.
Yeah, once every
50-year storm.
This has to be a 200. I think there probably would be a giant clapper there, and I think it seems like it.
And more than just the wave itself. Wouldn't we have just a wall of 50-foot tall, just water pushing towards us, like it did in Japan and Sri Lanka?
Yeah, it'd probably
because it comes in kind of the water all
water.
Just leaves. So we're going to be able to you'd be at Play Linda and there's no water, there's no beach anymore because it's all been eroded away.
See that? Step on the gas and head.
And if you're there and you have a Daytona where you can drive on a beach,
it's all
run.
And
you can't even run because
the causeways are going to get clogged and ain't nobody going nowhere.
Yeah, you're done.
Everybody's going to get
You're
a
done, son.
stolen boat and try and get, but it's going to, I think it'll whitewater, it could whitewater all over the Merritt Island and get into the rivers.
I would think so, right? I mean, I would think that we would be like even right where I am right now, underwater.
I think this might be the beginning of like a Point Break right here. I'm just kidding, but I don't know if you'd be underwater. But what do you like? Let's take a guess at how high above sea level you are right here.
Probably not.
12, 15?
Maybe. Yeah.
So I don't even know what that means, but just seems like 2 barrier islands. If it does a big peak.
I mean, what are we, a couple miles in from the Indian River inland right now?
I think the point would help magnify and maybe dissipate for like right here. But if you is where there wasn't a point, like Daytona Beach and Flagler, where it just comes right up to the shore,
yeah,
it might be worse up there. But
so you think 15 feet above, you think we're going to be maybe at the border of okay?
Like maybe that ditch back there will be swelled up from in like
I've seen that thing swelled up from just a hurricane a couple years ago, and the water was 10 feet off my wall.
Yeah, so
right where my raised beds are back there was underwater.
Yeah, I just wonder what's going to come up all the rivers and how far is that? Just like you said, the swell up of water.
That's intense, right?
Yeah, it could happen, man.
I mean, when you had the hurricanes, you had to be, in a little John boat going back and forth just to get to a vehicle and just to, operate as normal and live your life.
I did.
And a tsunami. That's insane. That's insane.
Did I tell you about the graduation thing that I went to?
No.
In the boat thing?
Hmm.
I went to see my best friend and a bunch of friends, but I saw Frank Frulia, right?
Okay.
And so I stayed out a little bit late, but normally I wasn't staying out late because I had to take the boat through the swelled up swamp with the gators and stuff.
Oh, man.
And I got home, I was like, man.
That's intense.
I forgot the water went down a little bit and I got to walk through like 50 feet of like almost knee deep to get, not knee deep, but like it was shallow for a long way. And I had to it was night and I was like, damn, I didn't plan this good. And I did like a sprint.
Like you're just trusting, like a dark water trust walk. Was that what it could be called? A dark water trust walk?
It was a walk for 2 steps. Then it was like a run with the boat.
And then tippy-toe, 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 tippy-toe.
Run. Splashing and hopping in as soon as I could. It was weird.
That is
vulnerable.
Because it's like a long driveway, not winding, but just a little bit of a turn in it. And then you have a big loop. And within that area there,
Gator Fest.
When I'm in a boat, I'm looking, because that's when everything opens up and it's like, anything could be sitting right on any side.
Remember when we went out there when it's flooded to that little peninsula? It was man.
And you were nervous because you were like, there were gators right there.
I didn't want nothing to get behind us because we were on a little spit. And there was so many gators, probably like 30 right there.
It's pretty insane that we do live within that peacefully.
Shout out to Frank.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
With the help of people like Frank, who is what is he doing this weekend or Friday? What
Friday
do we got
night,
going on?
Eco Fest. We've
been talking. Is this Frank's Ego Fest?
No, it's Eco Fest. It's second annual Eco Fest. Friday at Cocoa Village all day. Speakers.
It's like a 2-part thing, which is cool. I'm a part of these very important emails, going on in the backdoor channels there. And it's pretty awesome seeing everybody in the organization. And it kind of goes to a hat tip to Frank for
and bands at night.
What it takes to juggle and set up a full festival. I mean, last year was just like, let's get out here and just wing it and let's learn from our mistakes and let's have fun and let's set the groundwork for just doing it better and better every year. And so last year he came in and we did I had a blast last year. A lot of equipment failures, you know what I mean? But, and saving things, but man, just sitting out there handing out t-shirts and stickers and just talking to people and having fun and meeting some of the other, exhibits out there and letting the kids run around. And we had acai bowls out there too.
Yeah.
Freaking baller. And Burger Rob's was out there, and dude, it was so cool. Axe throwing. They had a little place where you could throw axes and everything. Katie, our friend, they had like this tie-dye setup booth over there. It was so cool, man. And this year now it's Cocoa Village.
Yeah.
Leveling it up a little bit. Taking it to the big times.
I always loved that venue, though. Through the years, I always look at it and be like, man, it's underrated, because
Sandpoint has
so nice.
much potential. And it's so nice as is. Like, I love it out there. But in Cocoa Village, it's old history. It's beautiful to set up. They have a lot of reggae festivals and a lot of bands and a lot of big things happening out there on a consistent basis. I feel like it's the right spot for the EcoFest this time. And Friday's pretty cool because you have the full day with their educational sessions. There's all kinds of learning and, because kids are in school during the day on Friday. And then, boom, after 5 o'clock, the music's going to turn on, and a lot of people are going to be setting up their booths and sharing, what they bring to the table, and get to kind of shine a spotlight on the sponsors. And you get to do, they got some raffles out there. I don't know what's going on with the raffles this year. I won a leather gator. That was
the big black skin.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I want to hang it up.
Yeah,
put it in here.
That's really cool.
I was thinking about putting it up there on the top over top.
They're gonna have live gators there during the day.
Yeah, I wanted to get Frank on before, but I just didn't want to hit him up because it was just too busy.
He's been busy,
and I didn't want to bug him. And dude, every ounce of energy's got to be going into this. It does, especially knowing him.
Excuse me.
What are you doing over there?
Smoothie was too good.
The smoothie's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, EcoFest, man. I'm looking forward to that. What are all the bands?
It's going to be so Quill and Kyle. They're going to do some acoustic sets.
Okay. I can't wait.
With some people, they got so they both got an acoustic set, and so then after that it'll be.
I look forward to that.
Yeah, me as well.
Quill, she has a voice, man. Like man.
I can't wait.
She's a good presence, man. I like following her on Instagram.
She's got a great vibe.
Yeah, she really does, man.
So after that, it's going to be Confessional Kids, and it's a 4-piece rock band. Right?
Okay,
3-piece.
Okay, from the area.
I guess I don't know where they want to call their origin, but I think she is in Gainesville, going to school right now.
Okay, awesome.
It might be like a Sanford.
Well, I expected you to know the family, the parents, the lineage.
I failed.
I had a lot of questions for you, man.
I think, yeah. And after that's Kyle and the 8 Minute Mile.
Heck yeah.
I met his parents.
Okay.
High-fived him.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Things are perking up.
Am I redeemed?
Who the mother? What's her name?
Gladys.
Okay.
It ain't Gladys.
Okay.
It ain't.
Gladys Knight.
No, it ain't. But I did.
That's awesome.
Meet the fam. I met. I met all of Caden's family.
Well, with Kyle and them, you've been kind of working with them for a while now.
Yes.
Doing some production with them and everything, and it's kind of it's been a cool opportunity for you to really dig in and get some of this new technology down. Because when you guys did it back in the day with Low Pressure, it was just a totally different ball game.
Yeah,
and you've been at our age, I can't think of another person who I can say has put this much dedication and just time and effort into learning something to get to understand it, when there's so many layers and there's so many things that can just make you want to stop doing it, because music production is not easy. It's amazing, that you do that. Cool. And you got these young guys that are out there go getting it, and you're helping them along the way. They're helping you.
Yeah.
And it's like this cool symbiotic thing. I feel like that's what it's supposed to be.
It is. It's great. And all the different musicians that come through, that's great too.
Exactly. Yep. And you are rebuilding the Vibe Farmer studio.
Yes.
Where there will be a Vibe Farmer podcast at some point.
Yes.
And there's going to be like a whole setup there for everything. Music production, video, all of it.
Big jams.
Yeah, man, just having good times.
Yes.
So I look forward to that. I know you and Aaron were working on hanging a big door from Kelsey's, was it?
Yeah, it was one of the original doors from KP.
Okay, dude,
Kelsey's Pizza. Yeah.
Nick, I've never met Nick. I know Nick only through other people, and he had a girl named Jen Clem
Okay.
that worked there that I kind of talked into coming to work and print T-shirts for me
Yeah.
when we opened up our Random Wares company
Okay.
and had that running. And she ran the whole show, her and my friend Colleen. And it was amazing that this girl, and then she went back to go work with Nick again in another project. And, over the years, just kind of going there a lot, knowing who works there now. We have our friend Tim, Gibbs, that's still there and just kills it. And, I fucking love Tim, man. I can't wait to get him on. I've been talking to him on the side.
Yeah.
Him and Al. So we're going to get them on before long here. But seeing Nick throw these stories up.
Kelsey's Pizza it's a Facebook story,
all on
right?
Facebook. He's just throwing all these old photos and then heartfelt, like very detailed, memorable moments and stories, and kind of shining a light on these employees that were big parts of Kelsey's. And it's a cool thing because social media has so much on it that's just not that, I'll say.
It's got deep roots. Kelsey's and Nick, he's a really cool dude and a generous boss, and he's a second-year sponsor for the
exactly
EcoFest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I worked at Kelsey's, right?
Yeah.
And it was a time of my life. It was so fun. It's always been fun.
It's I worked at Subway over there, and we would trade our bread right after it came out of the oven and our cookies right when they came out.
Oh, that's great.
In exchange for Alfredo sauce.
Yummy.
So we could dip our bread.
My jam is, right?
What's that?
Spinach pie.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I've been getting them.
With the mini group.
I've actually been ordering them myself now.
Yummy.
They're really good.
They are. With the salad, you get
really
salty
good.
in the cold.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's, I've always liked their tortellini Josefina.
Yeah.
Like I used to get that all the time. It's just amazing.
Yeah, and
so
I think
good. Pasta Heller.
There might be some new stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Coming onto the menu.
Heck yeah.
I seen them taste testing the other day. I was in there.
Their pizzas, like the Northern Italian.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think anything can compete with that. I really don't. And I love pizza, and everybody's pizza's all like, I don't care who you are, I will talk good about your pizza.
Cool.
But that Northern Italian, time and time again, it's like you take a bite of it and it's so good and rich and just unique. It's better than anything. It's the best.
Yeah, if you get it, that it's not going to be like a letdown.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Nick.
Yeah, and the crew.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a new manager, right? His nephew.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's
That's pretty cool.
Wizard. Yeah, cook.
I wanted to get into something. So my job right now, I'm in logistics, and we haul produce and stuff, and we work with big customers on lining up transportation services and whatnot to pick up produce in California, Washington, Canada, wherever we gotta to be,
North
wherever
America,
we're permitted.
right?
North America.
Okay.
Yep, exactly. And don't do anything international that I know of. I mean, we have one driver that goes up to Alaska for deliveries. That's pretty cool. But this big storm, it started up in northern New York, right? And it was pretty hardcore. It got real cold up in New York, like a week or so ago. And then from there, like the Midwest got like hit real hard. And up in Washington, I do a lot of apples and whatnot. And I'm getting photos from these drivers and videos.
I saw that video.
It's insane, man. Like what a truck driver has to go through to pick up from these warehouses to make sure that people have, food, and so there isn't like a news blitz of panic and no food at the shelves. I mean, these guys are bringing this product down.
What were they bringing?
Apples. I mean, apples we had a good crop this past year.
When's the season finish out for apples from up there?
See, it's weird for me. There's a strong like I'm not really in tune with the growing season myself. We can pull it up though. But on the shipping side of it,
Okay.
like on the starts getting hot and heavy. You start getting a lot of shipments in the fall.
Okay.
And then all through the holidays because everybody's doing their pies for Thanksgiving and all that. So the demand, a lot of these apples are stored for like a year before they even get thrown onto a truck.
Great.
So they kind of go through a process, that they've had up there. And it's pretty amazing how these guys operate. It really, and I like how they operate up there. And they take their weekends off in Washington. Like a lot, like when you're in California, picking up stuff, they're open 7 days a week. You can count on those, farms and those operations having weekend services of loading trucks. In Washington, they're like, if you're not here by noon on Saturday, we'll see you Monday. Man, it's a pain in the butt for logistics, but as far as just like a way of life and having those weekends or having some time, work hard during the week, but then have that time. It's pretty cool.
I definitely need that.
But these guys are going through some crazy weather situation. It's minus 35 degrees up there yesterday morning. How are you going up and down these mountains with these icy roads and, you're chaining up and you're having to pick up and deliver down to Florida in 4 or 5 days? It's taking, guys are going 20 miles an hour all the way across from Washington, all the way. At least till you get to Missouri. Even in Missouri, it's like that the whole little area through Illinois, Missouri, it's all ice. Like
Don't break down.
Yeah. It's bad. I saw a Chiquita truck was upside down up there somewhere today. But it's wild, man. These guys are just, they're doing some hard stuff, man.
Yeah, it sounds like they're earning that money. That video, that guy driving at night with the snow going across the road, it looked like if you went outside, you'd just die.
Yeah. It's Montana's the way to go right now. It's snowy up there, but they're saying, when you come through like the I-80 of like Cheyenne, Wyoming, you have to come through Utah, right? Ogden, Utah, and then cut over through Evanston, Wyoming, and you'll cut right through Rockville. What is it? Cheyenne. Then you got like all through Nebraska, and then you're coming down through the corner of Nebraska and coming into Missouri, St. Joseph, Missouri, and Columbia, Missouri, and through Illinois. Well, some trucks are popping all the way down and coming to New Mexico, and then cutting across Amarillo, Texas. The Colorado route. But there's bad patches all the way across. So once you get to that Midwest, anywhere from like Chicago down to Texas, you just get a wall of ice, man.
Yeah.
And it's just wild, man. It's wild how these guys can run like they do under these conditions with 80,000 pounds, anywhere from 65 to 80,000 pounds of total weight, that they're trucking along on.
So when they say yes to driving that load, somebody else is saying no, but they're making.
There's a lot of people saying no. And see, the rates right now, the market rates,
they're
not a whole lot better than they've been all year. So at first, drivers are like, well, screw this. Why am I going to do this if I'm going to pay the same as always? Rates started climbing, supply and demand. The more people that decide not to run, the higher the rates, the market rates are going to go. And so it's been really nice for the trucks. They're getting a little boost, in their pockets and everything. But they're really having to work hard for it. Like, really. It's insane.
To bring apples to like Publix and stuff so people can like get the cart and just snatch it off the shelf.
Yeah. Then you have crazy people like my favorite. One of my favorites is Max and Tina. They like to go to North Carolina. There's a Publix, a distribution center up there that's new, and it's not far from where they live. And they'll have like 3, 4, 5 pickups to do, and they're going from place to place in negative 30 degree icy situations. They're doing these mountain passes, so they're doing some steep inclines and declines.
That's
and
sketchy.
You're up there in Washington and the Rockies and whatnot, on the edge of a lot of that.
Wipe out.
It's wild, dude, and he's like, I bet I get all 4 pickups on, and I bet I still deliver early,
Skills.
But and it's because he's the guy that will always take a video of you when he's he'll be going down the road and he'll be taking photos of other trucks all on the side broke down or tipped over or
slid out on the
and he's like, ha ha, mother, because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But he had like a good nugget of knowledge that I've shared with everybody that, you know, that I can, that, man, we're all taking Montana, you know, they don't shut the roads down. It's no snow up there right now on the roads and everything, but all through that
corridor,
Wyoming and everything, where everybody goes, because that's the most efficient and fastest route. Everybody will go that way, and then all the roads will shut down and open up and shut down, and
that's all that Canadian air just piping right to it.
Yep, it's wild, man. Right on those plains, you know, you don't got a lot of windbreak.
Yeah, I was looking at did you ever go to the Earth Null School, the wind map of the globe?
You always go on there and show that. It's pretty cool, man. You could throw it up there if you want.
Okay.
Let me get a bite of this acai bowl real quick.
So, yeah, I was just looking when it was really trying to be cold here. The wind was kind of piping like straight from Alaska and just coming right across, you know, at a diagonal.
Yeah, man.
Hitting us from the west.
Yeah, it's wild.
Null School.
What is it like? It's like a Google Map thing, isn't it?
It's
where it just shows all the wind currents and the patterns and
it's a global map of the wind and pollen and other stuff.
Earth.nullschool.net.
Yeah.
NULLSCHOOL.net.
All that wind down in the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah. It was
that is cool how that works. You showed this to me and I've got on. Isn't there an app that does this too?
Windy.
Okay.
Those two little spots where it pipes real fast across like Lake Nicaragua and then up there in the Bay of Campeche.
And you're seeing through the Gulf, like of Mexico, just that wind that's just shooting straight down. So that's coming up through Canada, through the Midwest, and straight down, isn't it?
They got that lake there in Nicaragua.
Hey, Jelly.
You got like freshwater sharks, right? Because it got pinned in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Footnote.
That's wild.
What else we got? Burly weather over here. And
it's wild to think that all the way down to like the Great Lakes and all that, that's just a receding a
super lake.
Wall of ice, like a glacier. That's all result from that. It's crazy.
So there's been a bunch of shark attacks and fatalities lately in Australia. I mean, like lately, like
why do you got to make it? Why do you got to say fatalities?
Because some people went to the next. It wasn't good.
Fatality.
Some young people, man. It was. I think there was like a 15.
Aren't we? I haven't heard much about shark bites on our coast this year. Too much.
You know, I haven't heard too many. I think there was a big, maybe a great white was near the coast here somewhere.
What's her name? Like Catherine or something?
I don't know if it was that one.
Oh.
Did we talk about the one that went in the inlet up in Hatteras, up in North Carolina? Went way up like Oregon Inlet. Went way. It'd be like going in Smyrna and cruising and popping out Sebastian Inlet. It did that kind of thing. It went way to the backwaters.
Whoa.
Yeah, it took a journey.
Well, let me see what's going on over here.
Yeah, like Jaws, right?
Yeah.
That was based on a true story.
There's bull sharks in the Indian River and all
shark.
That, right?
Yeah.
Lots of them.
Yeah, there's some bull sharks.
Mm.
But the gators scare me more than a bull shark. And I got a buddy that tells me like when the water gets green in the river, he goes, "Oh, go dive the railroad bridge or whatever." I'm like, that's insane. You're trying to get one of them black drum. Guess who else?
All the fishermen, all the guides, and all that will take you over there, and that's where they take you over there by the railroad bridge to drop down
in a cage
and get those big ass freaking drum.
Yeah, yeah.
It's insane, man.
But there's some big gators.
They're right on the Titusville Bridge, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Right there. I mean, we caught one that was probably 20, 30 pounds.
Did you ever catch the sail cats when you was a kid?
Oh, yeah, we did at the beach a lot. Big ones at the beach,
Caught them at the river.
And then when we were fishing over at Holliver Canal and all those little side chain roads and everything to the south, side of it. Then there's Dummett Cove down a little bit further down. So in between Dummett Cove and Holliver.
That's your jam.
That's where we used to go.
Yeah, I remember that.
There used to be some sail catch. Like you'd either catch catfish all day or a small trout with the occasional large trout all day. And then if you got lucky, a redfish would come through.
Okay, pop quiz. Would you go right now, like tomorrow, in that water and get it in your ear hole? That river water up there. Would you do it? Would you swim in it? Would you dunk your head in that? Or would you go like to the river over?
Here's what I'll say. I've been at the St. John's in the last couple of years, and I've gone underwater.
That's way different.
I've been, at in the ocean.
Indian River.
I have not been in the Indian River and swam, and I couldn't tell you how long.
But
it's been a long time.
You think it's a health risk?
I mean, I think it is. Would I probably risk it because I'm one of those humans that doesn't overly protect myself from all of the things that could harm me? You know what I mean? I might get in it. I won't eat the fish in it anymore.
There it is. Yeah.
I definitely won't do that. Because we used to go fish all the time back there and bring it home and cook it and eat it. But you can now.
Oh, so all those...
Like Stell and all them, everything that they're bringing to the table. Like, how can you when you see that? You know what I mean? Like, they're bringing... You got PFAS up in that motherfucker.
It's PFAS, and also every causeway from like Melbourne to here, the spits of land they did to make the bridge short, that has stopped when the wind is blown like north and south, the movement. The north end of the river here is so stagnant, and it doesn't get. I think it. They're talking about it needs to be agitated and cleaned up because they're going to put a wave pulling up there outside of Hammock Road, right?
Yeah.
It has to get clean enough for us to be in first. So that's I don't want to dunk.
I mean, are there any master plans out there to clean up the river?
Well, that's
that have been given any kind of attention or run for
just Frank's wave pool thing.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to.
100% of the fact. Frank's wave pool.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Oh, my wave pool.
It has to be clean enough to swim in before we do that, and it should just be clean enough to get in, right?
Man, yeah. It has to be for the public, for humans.
I swam in it when I was a kid.
You have to be able to at least to have the waterways of your community clean enough to be able to eat a fish out of it, or at least swim in it.
We should have.
And a lot of people swim in it all the time. If you go over across the bridge, I mean, there's people out there every weekend.
Do you see where they closed the north side of the causeway there? You can't be on the beach.
Oh, you can't drive on it, but you can still walk and set up your pop-ups. You just have to walk down and stay on the sand.
Fence.
Yeah, what they did is they were trying to. What was happening is there are so many cars and people, and they're trying to beautification, trying to keep the cars off of the road. That's
what, trampling plants?
Well, I guess like engines with oil that leaks.
Oh yeah,
and then going right into the river right there where they're parked. But I mean, if you really think about it, there's still jet skis being thrown in there left and right, probably doing the same thing.
I saw a lot of hunters a couple, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, lined up with their boats waiting for the go-ahead or whatever. There was a lot of hunters. I seen like 3 ducks.
Oh, yeah. There's not nearly the amount of ducks that we normally used to see there.
When we were kids.
But it's loaded. Because that's a hot spot. It's beautiful, man. I mean, if you jump out of a plane, that's why it's so popular to skydive here in town. It's a beautiful view coming down. You got all these marshes and waterways, and it's beautiful. And what's that perfect for ducks? So
when we were little, Scott and I, when we was kids, you could drive through there, and if you rolled your window down, you could hear them doing the just ducking. There ain't any kind of ducking going on now. It's just a meager.
You see some few coots here and there.
It's meager, and off the river there, down across from El Cito, it used to be in the 70s pretty packed up there on a northwest wind day. They'd huddle up there. It ain't shit. There's not much.
No doubt. Couldn't agree more.
The duck deficit. You heard about the lip balm for ducks? Quacksalver. Sorry. Thank you.
Dump. I need to have that little thing on there.
Where's the applaud sample?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Nice bit of knowledge there, T.
Thank you.
What else do we have?
Scott told me not to lip smack on this drink. Sorry.
Well, man,
Did we cover it?
I think we covered everything.
Half-episode.
We kind of talked about having a half-episode. I mean, how far in are we?
Sibisode.
We're an hour in, dude. We probably been I liked our, before the intro, we talked about a lot of good stuff too. I might cut some of that up to add to the show.
Cut, copy, paste.
Boom, boom. Yeah.
Hey, we should give a shout out.
Yeah, what you got?
If anybody feels like going over to the Ears podcast and checking out the podcast with Kyle, the cat that's running the sound for EcoFest.
Heck yeah.
It's a good.
I've been trying in our Facebook group. I've been bad about getting on social media much the last couple of weeks, but anytime I do go on, Frank's doing a great job of spreading it out there. So I'm just copying, I'm sharing it. If you guys are on social media, you see anything for the EcoFest, shine some light on it, man. It's actually for a really good thing. Frank does a lot of data collecting and providing a lot of that information, and he teams up with your people like Stell Bailey and all these just amazing humans. And his podcast, I had so much fun when I was on it. Being able to go over to Titusville High School and get in this production room and do that, it was so cool to see these young kids learning this technology and being in it, and then providing that video and everything for Frank to do. It's amazing
for Frank and his people to run Ears. You help
a lot with Ears as well.
Yes, indeed. So when you help Ears, it's everything Scott said, but then behind the scenes, it's him going out to nooks and crannies way out in the woods and dipping a sampler.
Oh, my garage.
Checking
in this
on
water.
See what's living, or see if there's some...
Getting stuck in 6 foot deep water.
Somebody hunting where they shouldn't be, or littering, or whatever.
Yep.
He's doing the thing up front and running around, but he's also out in the woods and out in a boat and out on the Cape, out on the Air Force Base.
I don't know how he does it, man.
St.
It's
John's,
insane. It's amazing how he does everything that he does. It's absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see you, Frank, on Friday. You've been so busy. After all this calms down, we want to get you on the show to talk about how it went.
Hey, we got to get him to talk about the shark fest that he saw.
Okay.
A bunch of lemon sharks out there.
Definitely.
Kind of out in the point.
Yeah. Definitely. Frank, we love you, buddy. And we'll see you on Friday. Dude, we got a lot of shout-outs probably. Who else we got?
We got... we got
tons of them. Who are they all?
Fisher, Nissan.
Exactly. That's one I wanted to bring up earlier when we were talking. And
Hello Again Books.
He, Pat Fisher, I got to talk to him. I was getting my truck worked on. The service department over at Pat Fisher has always done a great job for me.
They care.
They'll even take you if you need to just drop it off and get a ride back to your house, or to your office to work. They have a service that'll just drive you. Just a cab that'll just take you right where you need to go. And then they'll come pick you up to get your car back if you need it as well.
They're on top of their game.
And, man, the tech, he helped me with everything I needed with my truck. It was great. I got to sit down and talk about, everything that Frank was doing and, the help that they were giving. And it was just a really good conversation. Pat really loves Frank as well and is in his corner, man.
It's cool. Yeah.
And it's cool to see.
It's very cool.
It's cool seeing Frank spread his wings in this county, and this EcoFest is a big thing that's sharing that. Gold Tone is, and they're the
closing act.
The closing act, right?
Is Robin the Hood.
Yep.
And so they make all these hybrid instruments and guitars and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
And
Gold Tone's amazing. I mean, it's a gem that's been sitting here building some of the finest quality instruments for how long?
Forever. And the guy that Wayne, the big dog, him and his wife, they started a band. They've had a band forever, and it's all those stringed instruments, and it's like they got fiddles and whatnot.
Heck yeah, man!
I think they're going to play for an hour and a half.
I can't wait. Like my daughter, we're all coming right after work and school. We're going to be running it over. I know there's going to be a lot of things and educational exhibits and everything during the daytime.
Yep.
Starting around 4 or 5, music and everything, and some raffles and all that hubbub. So we're going to go have fun, and a lot of people that I know are going.
Yeah.
So we're just going to go enjoy that evening down there in Cocoa Village.
Yeah, we hope anybody that hears this comes or spreads the word.
Definitely. And man, on the future of this podcast, We have a lot of, now that things are kind of flowing a little bit better and easier, I got kind of a little bit more technology here that actually I can rely upon to be a little more, we can kind of reach a little further and give California a few phone calls.
Oh, yeah.
We have some friends out there we want to talk to.
Cool.
We have some guys up in Kentucky I want to talk to. So we'll be using this, and we'll be having a lot of people on the show here coming up. We got a lot kind of in store.
Yes, we do.
All right, well, let me get our little intro, and then dude, I got all the prank calls
Oh, yeah.
in here. I'm just going to, here, ready?
All right.
Hello?
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 Hi. Stop
Hi,
stealing
what's
my
up?
Wi-Fi.
What?
You've been using my Wi-Fi. I looked up your IP address and found your phone number.
Whatever.
Then why
That's
did your
great.
search history appear when I signed in?
Whatever.
Explain that.
What?
How'd you even get my password?
What?
You a hacker?
Who the hell is this?
I'm not arguing with you. Just stop or I'm going to get the police involved.
That was my mom. I love you, Mom.
I like that.
Um,
We got to get Ryan.
man, there's some really good ones in here. Here's
Everybody fell out. Look.
all the dogs out cold.
Yeah, they made a
Let's end it then.
piece of cord.
Let's do it. Thank you guys, and we'll see Colleen next episode. Have fun with Marky there. Put your shirt in, buddy.
Daisy's in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more, saying you're gonna be alright. Daisy's in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more, saying you're gonna be alright. Dude, that's just killer.
I did watch a little bit about it.
Oh, dude, that was awesome.
Sharp, Shan Sharp's like,